everybody and welcome back to a new video on my channel. My name is Zoe, I am 23 and I live in the New York City area, and today we're going to be resetting for November. I cannot believe that it is November, and honestly October was such a fun month and I can't wait to tell you guys all about it. In this video, I'm going to be talking about some of my goals from October, my goals for November, review some of my statistics on social media because that's just something I find interesting to look back on. I am also going to talk about my budget and do some bullet journaling, which I've recently gotten back into. So let's just start the video. So I have my lovely little Notion page pulled up here. This was my October overview page. And this basically looks the same month to month. It's super simple. I just have my reset side and then my reflection side. So starting with my reset. So in October, I didn't really set super specific goals. I kind of just wanted to focus on a few little priorities. Those priorities were YouTube consistency, research gut health, and asking questions at work. For those of you who don't know, I did just start a new job. I just graduated in May, so working the corporate life is all very new to me, so obviously that was a big goal for me. Starting with YouTube consistency, I am actually really happy with how my channel performed this past month and how consistent I was with what I was uploading and what I was putting out. So I think with that, I really was able to stay focused on that. I uploaded a video every single week. My second one, research and gut health, I really haven't done that. I think that's just something I'm gonna put on the back burner for a little bit. It's not something I'm feeling super passionate about right now, and although it is something that I want to look into, I just don't think I'm in the right headspace for that at the minute. Finally, asking questions at work. I do feel like I have been able to get a little bit more comfortable at work and just feel more comfortable in situations where I need to ask questions, reaching out to different people, kind of following up with people, just talking to people in general. Definitely getting better, definitely something that I think is always going to be a little bit hard for me as somebody who is quieter and shy and also sometimes struggles to ask for help. So definitely some places where I can still improve there, but I am quite happy with how that went. Now skipping down to my October statistics, I was really happy, like I said, with how things went this month. I started trying to experiment a little bit more with like TikTok and Instagram. I've never really posted on TikTok before or much on my Instagram. I've never really done reels a ton, so I did a little bit of that, a little bit of experimentation, playing around, but I am quite happy with how everything went. So starting with YouTube, I started out the month with about 420 subscribers, and right now I'm filming this a few days before October is over, but I have 725, which is a crazy amount of growth for me. That usually never happens. It's kind of slowed down now. For like a week I gained like 400 subscribers or something, and I was like, or not 400, yeah, like 300 subscribers or so, and I was like, what is going on? But it's kind of leveled out now, just totally good. It was really fun to see that number grow. It was really exciting, I'm not gonna lie, and I just want to say thank all of you guys for subscribing, and I'm really excited to have you. I posted 4 videos so far this month. However, I think that this video might also go up before the month ends if I am able to do that. I'm really hoping that I am. In terms of views, I had like 5,000 views, which again is like crazy for me. I had like about 59,983, and now I have 64,387. That's lifetime. And then for watch hours, I have 1,014, but that is only like for the past 365 days. Obviously I'm a small channel. I would love to get monetized one day, so that's kind of why I wanted to start tracking these a little bit more. In terms of Instagram, like I said, I was playing around a little bit. Didn't see a ton of growth, but it was been fun, honestly. So I started with 209 followers and I have 213, so welcome to those 4 people who started to follow me. Great. I did 21 posts on there, so that includes like, I think that includes like reels, stories, and actual posts. And then of those 21, I did 4 reels, and I had like 80 interactions with those. On TikTok, I had 24 followers at the start of the month, and I have 27. So again, not a lot of growth there, but I'm just starting out, so I don't really mind. I posted 7 TikToks, and I had 0 likes whenever I started because I had 0 videos, and then I have 169 likes now. So overall, I'm quite happy with all of that. The numbers aren't really that important to me. I just think it's interesting to look at. So now I'm going to quickly move on to my November page. We're going to jump back to my reflections and stuff later on in the video. But in November, I've decided that I do want to do a little bit more specific goals, as well as doing my normal priorities. So my top 3 priorities, first of all, I want to keep up with the YouTube consistency. That really is my main priority at the minute. It's my favorite platform by far. I've loved making videos for so long, and I just really want to focus on like growing this community and really like defining my craft and experimenting more with my videos and trying to make them more like professional and just like artistic and things like that I really want to do with those. My second one is I just want to make more of an effort this month, I think, to keep on connecting with some old friends. I think that it's starting to hit me just how far away a lot of my friends are, even the ones that are close, but just how different it is now that we're not like on a college campus together. And I really miss that, and I really value and cherish all of my friends, and I just want to make sure that I am keeping in touch with them and really making that effort, because I think I haven't done that well so far. The next thing I want to do is I put clubs at work, but basically at my job we have like extracurricular like side projects and things that you can get involved with, and so I kind of just want to like do more of that and really put myself out there for those. Then I have a couple of slightly more like specific number focused goals that I just think will help to keep me on track with things. So first of all, with my personal goals, I have 2 personal goals that I've set. The first one is I want to try 1 new recipe each week. I got an air fryer for my birthday, and I think that trying new recipes with that is going to be really fun. The second thing that I want to do is stretch 4 times a week. I grew up dancing and I do a lot of ballet, but I just like haven't had the time to do as much as I used to do. My schedule, and like I've been doing a lot of like weekends away and stuff, and so I haven't been able to go to the dance classes that I would normally go to, so I can feel myself like losing my flexibility, and I hate that. So I really just want to like make an effort to stretch more. I think also like working an office job and I'm sitting around all the time, and I just think that stretching is really important and will help me to like not feel quite so gross at the end of the day. Ideally, I would love to do this in the mornings. However, I am not a morning person, so we'll see. In terms of business goals, I also want to do a few different things. Obviously, like I said, with my YouTube consistency, this kind of goes along with that, but I want to publish 1 video per week. And I also would love to post 1 YouTube short per week. That's just something I want to like dabble in and see how it affects my channel and whether it's something that I really enjoy. And then with that as well, I just want to be experimenting with TikTok and Reels. I put that I wanted to post like 4 times a week with those. That's like kind of I know that like you have to post more on those platforms in order to grow, but I just kind of want to like chill out and like figure out what I like doing, the kind of style that I like to do with those. And so I'm not going to put a ton of pressure on myself to like be posting like a ton, because I think that if I'm like not happy with the result, then I'm not going to want to post it. And I think that that's fine, because I'm just trying to like figure out what it is that I like. Okay, so that is all for my goals. The next thing I want to talk about is books. So I love to read. However, I've been in a little bit, not like a slump, more just like I always put off reading as like a reward at the end of the day. And sometimes I just simply don't have time for that reward, especially because I've been trying to really be consistent with YouTube. I feel like that's kind of cutting into the time that I would usually like read my book. And so I haven't finished a book in October, and I've honestly been reading the same book like since September. So I'm a little bit annoyed about that, because I feel like it's just been taking me so long to get through this book. I'm currently reading Lord of Shadows by Cassandra Clare. This is actually a reread, but I don't have that much left. Like, I really don't. So I honestly think I could still finish this in October. Like I said, I'm filming this a little bit before the month ends, so fingers crossed. I also, in October, really wanted to read The Paris Apartment, and so I'm just going to push that into November, and I'm just going to put this on my TBR for this month. There are so many other books that I want to read, but I've just like not been quickly reading books recently, so I don't want to put too many out there for me to try. Okay, you guys, so I've been very much into bullet journaling again recently, and so I need to set up my bullet journal for November, so we're going to do that now. All I'm gonna do is just a basic calendar spread, and then on the other side, I do this like casual magic thing, where I got this idea from Unjaded Jade here on YouTube like years and years ago, and I basically just write down something every single day that just gives me that feeling of like casual magic. So it could just be I'm driving to work and I get to see the sunrise and it's really, really pretty, or maybe I'm just feeling really thankful for my friends that day, or I had like a little conversation with somebody in a store that made me feel good. Like anything along those lines is what I would consider as casual magic. And it's kind of a gratitude thing, but it's also just kind of appreciating and romanticizing your life. And so I really like doing that. Like I said, I've really been into bullet journaling. I'm not doing it as hardcore as I used to. I used to be like super detail oriented, like I get really artsy with it, and it started to just become a little bit overwhelming for me. And so I've kind of like toned it back a little bit, made it really simple. I do like a 2-page spread for the week, and then I just have my monthly layout. And so that's just what's been working for me recently, and I've really been loving having this. I just think it's been good to get my thoughts out on a piece of paper. Actually writing it down is just a great feeling, and I like being able to look back at it. I feel like something with digital journals is I don't like flip through the pages in a digital journal the same way, and I love the ease and the flexibility and how you can change everything in a digital journal. But right now I'm just feeling more like I like having the piece of paper, I like flipping through it, I like looking at different pages and all of that kind of stuff. So really feeling the bullet journal right now. And this is what my final spread looks like for the month. The next thing that I'm going to talk about is my monthly budget. So we have a lot to talk about here. Like I said, I do still have a little bit left in October, and like one of those is a weekend. So I do suspect that I'm going to be spending money this weekend. So first of all, I'm going to talk about what I put into my savings. So I budgeted that I wanted to do $200 into my vacation fund, $200 into my flight fund, $50 into my car fund, $75 into my gift fund, and $600 into my emergency fund. And I don't think I'm going to go quite that much on most of those. I'm going to do 200 into vacation, 100 only into flights, 50 to the car, 50 only for my gift fund, and then only 500 to the emergency fund. Those are the numbers that I put in there at the beginning of the month, so I like already took that out of like my money essentially as soon as the month started, and I put it into my savings, so that was already moved. I might add a little bit extra depending on how much I go over, because like I said, I did get a little bit of extra money for my birthday. Then in terms of my actual expense budget, I'm just going to talk through the ones that I went over budget in or that are significantly different. So first of all, my grocery budget, I do not know what happened. I spent so much money on groceries this month, and I'm like really unsure how that happened. I also went over in my coffee shops and dessert budget. Whenever I was home for the Grand Prix, I was just buying Starbucks in the morning for breakfast, and I bought it for like my whole family. So it happens. Like, again, it is what it is. I overspent a little bit on fast food. I was just doing a lot of traveling, so it just added up. And I decided to just take it out of that budget rather than taking it out of my vacation fund, because I knew I was going to have a little bit more money this month with my birthday. Restaurants, I only went a little bit over. I spent $138 and I budgeted $100. Like I said, it was my birthday. I was going out to eat with a lot of different people, and so it just grew. The other place I overspent was additional shopping. I had to buy like a bunch of cleaning supplies, and it just like added up, and I was like, why is this so expensive? Like I need toilet bowl cleaner. Why am I paying this much for it? Probably my first mistake was that I bought it all at Target, and I should have just gone to the grocery store, but it's what it is. Despite the fact that I went way over in a couple categories, I actually didn't spend any money in dance or home improvement, which I had budgeted for, but once I saw what was happening, like I could just push those expenses back. Oh, I also did mean to say I did take a little bit of money out of my vacation fund, because whenever I was at the Grand Prix, I was just buying lots of food and stuff. So some of that I wanted to take out of the vacation fund, and some of it I just took out of my regular budget. So now moving on to November, honestly, a lot of my budgeting is gonna stay pretty much the same from the month before. I kept all of my savings in the same amount, so I have the goals that are exactly the same as last month, and I'm gonna start by putting in the same amounts that I put in last month. So I'm basically taking $900 right now and putting it straight into savings for the month. In terms of my expenses, I lowered my groceries budget because I know I'm gonna be going home for like a week and a half. So hopefully I shouldn't have to buy groceries that week. So hopefully I don't overspend this month in that category. I'm gonna lower gas to 150. I did increase dance because I need to buy new point shoes, and I also know I'm gonna have to buy a new class card. So I'm just gonna need some money there. Home improvement, I do wanna buy a new lamp or something. I have a couple little bits and pieces that I still wanna add in my apartment, so I wanna just put some money aside for that. So my overall budget for next month for my expenses will be about $1,330. I'm working on customizing this Excel template a little bit more, and I'm hopefully going to be able to give that to you guys in a little bit, so just know that that's coming. And I'm also going to do a video going a little bit more in depth on how I do all of my budgeting and finances soon. Okay, so this part of the video is always fun for me because it's a time for me to kind of reflect on what I did in the past month and kind of show you guys some of my favorite memories from the past month. So I'm going to talk about all of my reflections. Okay, honestly, all of October, I literally was doing something every single weekend. I was so busy this month and it was lovely. I absolutely loved it, but I'm going to be so tired now. So the first weekend of the month, I actually went to go visit one of my college best friends, and I saw her in Rochester, New York, which was so gorgeous. It was like the perfect fall weekend. We did like a corn maze. We explored Rochester, like we went for coffee like in the city and just like walked around there, and it was just like the most gorgeous place. I love it up there. Upstate New York is just a beautiful, beautiful place. And it was also lovely to see my friend because I missed her a lot. Then when I got back from that, it was like basically my birthday. My birthday was October 11th, and I went into New York City with a bunch of my friends, and we did dinner there, we got drinks, and I did a vlog of that. So if you're interested in seeing that, then make sure to go check that out. It was such a fun time. I was actually so stressed about making all the reservations, but it worked out perfectly, and I honestly couldn't have asked for a better birthday. And then on the weekend of my birthday, my boyfriend came and visited, which was lovely, of course, and then I also went again to New York City and met up with some of my college friends, and we got a brunch there, so that was also in that birthday vlog. So just an overall great weekend. I felt so loved and lucky to be able to do all of that. Then the weekend after that, I actually went to go see the US Grand Prix. I also vlogged that, so if you want to go see that, then make sure to check it out. Super fun weekend. Got to see my dad and my brother, who I haven't seen in a while, and it was just a good weekend. It was boiling hot, but it was really, really fun. And then, this is a little preemptive, but I'm going back to Villanova this weekend. It's homecoming, so I'm sure that that'll be really nice, and I'll get to see a lot of people again this weekend, which is always fun. I do think that it's always important to touch a little bit on other feelings that I may be having. So general, just like a couple lowlights, honestly, is I've just been feeling generally kind of lonely at times. I think that this month has been better. I think the first, like the last couple months have been a lot worse on that. Like I felt, like I've said, I've been very busy, which has helped me to feel a little bit less lonely. But every time I like come back, I always feel a little bit down because it's just like the post-holiday blues, I guess. And I'm definitely like missing my college friends a lot. I miss just like fun times with them. And like I said, I feel like I haven't been keeping in touch with them as much as I would like. So working on that. Okay, for the last little segment of this video, I'm going to be talking through some of my favorite things from October. So first of all, I actually got a Nintendo Switch for my birthday, and I am loving it. It's so much fun. I got a couple of games for it, but I've really been enjoying this game called Stardew Valley, and it's just like a chill farming game, which I didn't think I would like at first, to be honest, because I do not like games that don't have like plots, I guess, usually. But this one's actually really fun. It's just really relaxing, and I'm liking it a lot more than I expected to. I also got an air fryer for my birthday, like I mentioned, and I've really been loving using it and trying out new recipes with it. I feel like it's just like had me motivated to try new foods. I feel like I was just getting a little bit like stuck in a rut with the food that I was eating. Like, I'm a very picky eater, so I cook like the same things basically every week, and I was just starting to feel a little bit like I'm bored of cooking these foods. Like, I could eat the foods all the time, but I'm like bored of cooking them. So having the air fryer like changes it up a little bit, which is nice. I did buy myself a leather jacket this month, and I am obsessed. Like, I don't know how I've gone this long without having a leather jacket. I used to have one whenever I was younger. It fell to pieces literally because I wore it so much, and then I haven't bought a new one like all through college, and I'm like, I don't know how I did that because I love it. It's such a staple. It's so simple, but it's so good. So I'm loving my leather jacket. It's also faux leather, by the way. Just, yeah. In terms of music, I have been listening to Ed Sheeran's new album a lot. I think it's called it's just called Autumn Variations. And one of the songs I love on that is American Town. I don't know. I feel like I resonate with it a little bit because it's like an English girl in an American town. So I'm like, oh, that's kind of me. I don't know. So that one I really like. And then finally, I have been listening to more and more podcasts recently. One of my favorites right now is Sex Slides and DM Slides, which is Anastasia Kingsnorth and Saffron Baca. They just talk about relationships, and it's really entertaining, really funny, and I really enjoy that. I also have been loving Gals on the Go. Like I said last month, like Danielle Carolyn is like somebody who I've really gotten into recently, and I just love just like hearing her and Brooke, who is the co-host of the show, just like chat. And it's always like a long episode, and they just like talk about their lives and like New York and just all things, and it's just like really nice to listen to. And the last one I want to say is the City Ballet podcast. Like I said, I dance. I love ballet. And this is like, they do this like see the dance or like see the music or something like that it's called, where they're basically just talking through like the pieces that they perform or the music that is performed to. They usually have a few little snippets of history, or they might be interviewing somebody, and I just love like those kinds of insights. I think it's really, really interesting. Okay, you guys, so that was everything for my November resets. Wow. I hope that you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, then make sure to give it a like and subscribe if you haven't already, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye!